The TGC Tours has its first promotional event for PGA Tour 2K25. For those who are currently in the TGC Tours and maybe don't know what a promotional event is, a promotion event for the TGC Tours is you play it. If you have a tour card, depending on where you place through everybody who plays it, you can promote to wherever you get. So you could be in CCL right now, and if you play extremely out of your mind, like you get top 5, you could go from CCL all the way up to Platinum in one go, one shot. That's what the promotion event does. It's a way to balance out people in the qualifying who maybe had a bad round that they don't normally shoot, and they scored really bad and they got lower, but they're supposed to be up in Kinetic. They're supposed to be up in Elite. They're supposed to be up in Platinum or CCA. They have a chance to play this and promote from where they're at to wherever they go to. Now, the promotion event doesn't actually hurt you. It can never take away a card or move you down a tour. It can only help. So if you're in a place where currently you're like, I don't know if I belong here. I think I might be, maybe get a little higher. You can play the promotion event and maybe get up to that point. So I thought for today, since the promotion event is going to be starting this coming week, I thought, let's play through the course and maybe talk through maybe some of the shots and see where maybe some scoring can be found out on the course. And the course that's going to be played is Aetna. It's made by Q. I'm going to play on harder conditions. So I'm playing from the back tees on pin 1, and I'm doing what the weather report has shown to be some of the hardest conditions that could happen. So I'm playing on high wind, southeast is the direction. I'm playing very firm, and fast. Fast speed is the highest that it's going to be, unless default is lower, which I don't think it is. The fairway firmness are very firm, and the greens are very firm. Those are the hardest conditions that are going to be. Now, will they be very firm in one round? Not sure. The weather report only shows what it could be for each round, not what it will be. But I'm going to play on the hardest ones just to show you guys how hard the course plays. So let's get out onto Aetna. Let's go through a round here and see where some scoring opportunities are for hopefully helping you all promote to whatever flight you want to get to. All right, first hole we got down the hill. Par 4. 460 to the pin. Not too bad. We're just going to plunk this out here and avoid the bunker and avoid going deep into the rough. Long. This is actually really dark. All right, round 1 pin is a doozy. Anybody who has watched my series with Around with Respawn, you know that you don't want to have a downhill putt like this. So our miss is right. And I am playing on elite settings, so I do not have the wind displayed. So I'm not sure how much wind it is. I think it's going to be about 13 miles an hour, roughly. My miss is right, though. I do not want to take this out to the left. I do have a right to left lie as well. That's good. That's our miss. And we get a putt at it. Fast greens, 151s for this. Not too bad, actually. And this putt is actually not too bad. Missing out to the right might be the play for scoring. Yeah, that's not a bad putt. That's a makeable putt there. All right, we got our first par 5. If you have high winds, did I say I did the southeast? Then this par 5 is probably gonna be hard to reach because it is dead back into our face. All right, missing into that bunker is awful because this pin is tucked. Wow, that pin is actually really tucked. I'm going to play this off to the left and use this slope to keep it onto the fairway here to the left. Even if we go into the rough, it probably will funnel back. It'll probably funnel back into the fairway, so that's good. Do not. Boy, it actually might be not a bad thing to play that short of the bunker and have an approach shot up if you're playing into the wind. Because you do not want to go in that bunker. That's going to be a tough splash shot out to hold this green anywhere. That's a good pitch, though. That's actually not a bad pitch because you're hitting it into an upslope. So we get our first birdie. All right, this is all sloping out right, and the wind is working against us. So I'm going to try to draw this in a little bit. This should be good. That's not going to slope out too much. A little into the wind for this shot. Woo, and this pin is a nasty boy. All right, 8 feet up. I think we do a choke here. It's going to take about 3 off to 147. Into the wind slightly, too. You got to be very precise with this shot, because that pin is quite nasty. And I pulled it. Being over here is not great. We got a putt that's 4 inches down. It's actually going to pick up a little bit more speed coming out here as well, because we're working it from a couple of yellows. So it's yellow over here breaking right and yellow down the hill. So this is going to pick up a little bit more speed. So we got to be very careful with this or else we can lose it. I'm just going to play for a little bit of a lag putt here. I don't want to hit it too long because it's off the green if I do. So I just want to get this within 5 feet, essentially. Yeah, that's perfect. Playing for my par. I missed my shot, so play for the par. There's no reason to get too cocky or go too aggressive at that. And essentially run it down the front side of the green and kill all of your hopes and dreams. All right, we got a par 3 down the hill. 40 down. A nice pin, though. Pretty much just keep it right or short or little left or long. 40 down is going to add 13 to 189. That's actually a pretty good distance here. I'm going to bring it back just a touch, but this is all about just, I mean, don't miss it left, of course. We're looking at about a 16-mile-an-hour wind right now for high winds. Down the hill, the wind is going to carry it a little bit more, though, because the ball is in the air longer. I pulled it, but this should still be all right. Yep, perfect. We get our birdie. Honestly, you could miss in a lot of places there and still be fine and have a birdie shot. Oh, we're actually safe playing this back to a 3-wood. It's still down the hill, so wind's going to play in our favor. We just have a wedge in. I'm going to choke that wedge. Up 5. The wind's going to get a hold of it a little bit. I honestly want to keep this right and watch it funnel down. And I'm pulling everything. That's still perfect. That's the right idea. Keep it right on this green and then funnel it towards the hole to give yourself a putt. That's definitely the play. Just play it off right. It's all about distancing. With very firm, like, you're going to get huge bounces, so even with wedges. I mean, that's just a grip and rip. Hit a good shot. If you're scared about the bunker, play it short, and that's fine. Don't have enough on the spinner, though. That's unfortunate. So we're going to be partialing a 62. I am going to delete as much spin as I can off this because it is all funneling back. I'm going to try to use this slope to my advantage. I need to partial this under. Doing a partial wedge like this, like, the wind isn't going to get a hold of it. Man, I might actually pitch this. I got to be a little careful with a pitch, but I think actually a pitch would work better here. I'm still going to try to run it. The only thing I'm worried about is if it hits firm into this hill and it kills all momentum and it doesn't get up the hill. Pitching wedge is too much. It's going to run too much if I do that. I kind of put myself in a bad spot here, I'm not going to lie. I should have played this back further, maybe even a 3-wood. So, learn from my mistakes. I mean, or do that. That's fine, actually. That's not bad at all. This putt's disgusting, though. Either way. 4 inches down on 151s. This is legitimately a tap. I honestly got to aim for power like here. Definitely play this back. So you have like a wedge coming in so you can be more precise. Either way, you're going to have to add D-loft and take as much spin as you can off that ball, because if you don't, it's just going to run off the front side again. Which makes me think that maybe round 1 is going to be on moderates. I just had to be super careful with that and take my par. Round 1 might be on moderates because of some of the pins that I've seen. It might be the default. Default medium fast. All right, here, if the pin was right side, I would probably shoot left and try to hold fairway. With it being middle, that leaves me about a 3-iron in. With it being middle, I think playing it down to the right as a safer shot is the way to go, because you have just a ton of green to work with. So I'm just going to play this down in the fairway and give myself like a, what, 3-iron? 2-iron in right now? 2-iron's actually a pretty good distance, too. Into the wind slightly, so it's going to take some off. I have left to right slope right now. That's good. Play for an uphill putt. I mean, I could have definitely probably played that a little bit further, but this is still fine. I always play for an uphill putt, no matter what. Scoring, depending on conditions, might be pretty low at Aetna. There's some longer holes. People with Sculptor are probably going to be in a little bit better position than Tech. All right, par 3 down the hill. Wind at our back. The wind's about 15 miles an hour for high. So it's going to be somewhere between 14 and 16, more than likely. I mean, I could turn it and go to the south and see exact, but I'm just going to play for a 14-mile-an-hour wind. Down the hill is going to add some distance, too. Not much, 2 yards-ish. Honestly, for this, playing a little bit of a fade into this hill, watching it funnel, is not a bad idea. You want to miss right because it all funnels back to the left, and also you have a backstop. So it should stop it and bring it back towards the hole. Like if you want to go at the pin. The only problem is if you do want to play a little aggressive, like I'm about to. The only problem is if you miss too far right. Yeah, good luck. So that's probably the only issue I see doing this. So essentially don't miss right. This should be perfect. Get in the hole? Oh my. That is exactly, if you want like the perfect shot, that is the shot that you want to hit right there for this hole. That's where you want to land it. You want to land it a little short and right and use that hill to funnel it to the left. All right, we go off 9. We go off with a big old par 5. Are we going to be able to get to it no matter what? We might be able to run it with a 3-wood. That's probably going to be a tough ask. So honestly, because of that, probably just going for like the perfect drive is the best thing to do either way. Because even if you end up in the bunker, you're going to be laying it up no matter what. We can get there. That is a disgusting pin, though. Oh, boy. Long is bad. Bunker's bad. I would say if you're not confident with your shooting, I probably wouldn't even go for this. I wouldn't even go for this. This is pretty nasty. I'm going to try to heavy fade this into this hill, and I'm going to hope that I can hold green. Yeah, that's a tough shot. Oh my God. What kind of a lie is this? Dude, I don't know if I'd go for this. I honestly don't think I would go for this. Like, if I'm playing my round, I don't think I would go for this. I would play it short and just take a wedge in or a spinner or something. I mean, this is nasty. I don't even know how much height this is going to get. Like, yeah, that is a disgusting shot to recover from. I mean, I still get a birdie, but I don't know if I would go for that in my round. Like, in my rounds. For whole... I don't even know if I'd go for that whole, like, round pin 1, pin 2, pin 3. Depending on where they're at. That's a wild green. Really difficult. All right, here we are in the back. 5 under. 5 under on the front's actually pretty good at Aetna. And it is a drivable par 4. It's not a pretty drivable par 4, though. God, this is another one of those. Like, I'm going to go for it because I'm stupid. But honestly, I think the play here is to play this back into a range that's comfortable for you. Like 100 yards is good for me, which means I'd be playing like a 3-iron into this wind. I mean, I don't think... There's no way I hold this green. Not on fast greens. I think I do have to power drive it up this hill too in order for it to even get remotely close to getting there with the wind. Yeah, there's no way. If I finish right, terrible shot coming in. If I finish left, terrible shot coming in. Like, this is stupid. And I just want everybody to recognize that this is stupid before I swing this. But I'm going to do it anyway. Slightly close, so we're going to miss it to the left. Yeah, and this is going to be terrible. We're going to pull out the good old recovery. I'm going to use the slope to my favor. I want to land this, run it here, use the hill to slope it back down towards the hole, is what I'm shooting for here. I mean, pretty close to just like that. I would still play that short. I think you can get it closer. Like, with a good shot, of course, you can get it closer than going for it. Because you're not going to hold this green no matter what. At least for this pin. We get a par. Expected. All right, number 11. Lots of bunkers, but we have a good waste area down here, so we're going to hit into that. How far is that shot if I get there? 77 is actually a pretty good distance for me. That'll put me near a spinner. Also a pitch, too. With a lot of green to work with. If this was a frontside pin, I would probably play this back and play for a wedge in. Since I have a lot of green to work with, I think playing it down to this waste area isn't bad. Oh, yeah, 85 out. Honestly, I'm going to spin a 62 into this hill. I think we'll be good. Yeah, now we have an uphill putt. That's perfect. That waste area is actually really good. All right, we get our birdie. 6 under through 11. It's pretty good here at Aetna. All right, par 3. We're into the wind. Pretty heavy. That is a devious pin. 14 up. Wind's in our face. This is going to take 5 off. 149. So that's 149. 150, 151. 52. Wind's at about 14 miles an hour. I don't know if this is going to be enough. It's going to be close. Since the wind's not directly into my face, it's not going to kill it as much. But this is gonna be close. I'm going to hit it and see what happens, but this could be short. I closed it. Oh, this is bad. Okay, I'm actually glad it didn't make it to the green. Because that could have been atrocious. Let's play the get out of jail free card. There it is. The distance actually wasn't too bad on that. Ooh, gotta be careful of this hole. This could run out into a bad position. Yep, I needed to keep that more left. I knew that it was going to happen. Unfortunately, I closed it. You need to keep that right. The only problem is if you keep it too far right, it's going to go into the other bunker. That's a tough fairway. And this is another devious pin. Holy shit. There's no miss. Yeah, there's no miss here. You just got to hit a good shot. And if not, I mean, just go with the flow and see where it ends up. Oh, super short. That was a pretty bad lie. All right, time for a disgusting flop shot. This is a prime candidate for a blow up hole for a lot of people. At least with round 1 pins. At least with round 1 pins. Long as par 3. 250 yards. Well, I think I have the wind direction correct for this round. I don't think that they're going to give us a round with the wind in our face here with high winds. Honestly, just hit it anywhere in the middle of the green. Yeah, this is fine. I don't want to go at it because I don't want to end up down there. So just playing middle green's fine. This is a tough putt, though. This is a very, very tough putt. There's going to be a lot of playing for pars at this course. A ton. There's a lot of holes that are just playing for par, mainly. How greedy do I want to get? I think I'm going to get super greedy. Just power driving this. It's not OB, thank God. And just see where it gets. I can always flop it up. I'm just curious to see what this looks like. You gotta be careful though, because if you end up too short and you get it into these bushes, they are gonna take distance away from you. That doesn't come back down. I got too deep. Oh my God. I was playing the slope and there's a plateau at the top of this and it just stopped on the plateau. All right, play that short, guys. Do not go for the flop shot. All right, it's not worth it. Man, that sucks. That sucks. All right, 16. We're almost at the end here. This round feels like it's kind of flown by a little bit. R4, grip and rip to the left here. The wind's going to keep this beaten down. Playing it off to the left makes it so we can go at this pin a little bit better. Up 7. Wind's at 13 miles an hour, roughly. That's a good ball. Huge. Where the fuck was that break to the right? Didn't that say it was breaking? No, it's not. It was breaking left. That says it was breaking left the whole way. Come on, dude. Well, now you guys know. Watch out for ghost break there. Par 5 slightly up the hill, but we have the wind at our back, so I'm gonna try to throw this the fairway up here. Yeah, we're good. Very firm. We're good. 4-iron in right now. That's bunker. Get lucky. It did. I pushed it. Damn it. Get a birdie, though. We're going to 18. 7 under currently. Not the greatest, but... All right, we go on to par 3. You don't see that too often. Aetna has it, though. Down 13 is going to add about 4.5-ish yards. So 138 is here. 134 is here. It takes me about to 131. 15-mile-an-hour wind at our back. Choked is going to definitely get down a little bit, so let's try this. Move this off to the right because of the wind. Closed it. We'll have a putt at it either way. Not a good putt, but a putt. All right. We finish at a 7 under. And that right there is Aetna. That's where the promotion event is going to be held. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting course for the promotion event. That is, I think it's a lot of people are gonna struggle. It's gonna be a little bit more of a par fest potentially, depending on conditions and like what conditions they pair with the pins, because that's gonna play a big factor. I don't think round one's gonna be on fast. I think it's gonna be probably like moderate or whatever the default is. More than likely for round one, just because of how some of the pins were set up. But we'll see. That is the promotion event, though. That's the playthrough of this course. Good luck, everybody, on the rounds that you play this coming week for the promotion event. Hopefully you guys shoot lights out and get up to wherever you're wanting to get up to for the promotion event. For me, though, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will catch you on the next one.